My name is Joe Guzmans, my wife Joanna. We have 3 children, and we are the chapter coordinators for Christian Surfers Oahu South Shore chapter. During our Bible study tonight, David asked for just a life-changing story. And the first thing that came to my mind is just how much Christian Surfers has allowed our whole family to become part of the mission.
When did you fall in love with surfing?
Sure. It's a really interesting story. COVID has been just terrible for the whole world. It's one of those things that just makes you kind of question sometimes whether God exists, with just how many deaths and how many bad things have happened because of COVID. It's interesting to see how many good things can also come from that terrible situation. So I think we've seen in our nation a lot of families getting closer together because of so much more time spent together, or new hobbies that have been found because of just having more time to do stuff. Well, on this end, all the gyms got closed. We're in the military. We have to maintain our physical standards. We have a physical test every 6 months. So gyms were closed, and I was like, well, I got to keep in shape. I'm in Hawaii. I may as well go out to the ocean. And that's how it happened. COVID pushed me out to the ocean. Hawaii, so beautiful because, to respect the Hawaiian culture, the government did not allow Hawaiian specific activities to be canceled. So if it was a traditional Hawaiian activity, it wasn't shut down.
Wow.
So what happened? They shut the beaches down, but they didn't shut the ocean down. So you could go to the ocean, but you could not sit on the beach. And so that's what led me to the ocean. I started surfing, and it must have been my second or third time when I finished up with a wave. The Lord really was telling me, you have to share this. You cannot keep this to yourself. And so I started looking online for Christian surfer groups. Like, there's gotta be Christians here on the island who surf. But sure enough, there were no real formal organizations. But I come across a website, Christian Surfers, and the email for Pastor Larry up on the North Shore. And I emailed him. And about an hour later, I got an email back.
Because you had emailed someone else too, right?
I also emailed a Catholic group. There's a Catholic group down at White Plains that has a house, and they surf down there. So I emailed both of them on the same night, and in classic fashion, right? And being Catholic, I can say this, like, the Protestants were just like right there, ready. They were right there, ready to get me, you know? And Pastor Larry, he's like, hey, we are starting Christian Surfers here on Oahu. Come up tomorrow night. So the Lord at work, right? Come up tomorrow night to our first ever meeting of Christian Surfers Oahu.
Wow.
So Joanna, bless her heart, takes the kids so that I can drive, as you guys know, it's about an hour and a half to get up there, drive up there. It's a wonderful group. We pray together. We talk about Christian surfers. Pastor Larry lays out the vision for every surfer and every surfing community to know Jesus. And I'm just like, okay, this is me. You got to do this. I'm like, Pastor Larry, happy wife, happy life. Like, I cannot come here every single Wednesday and do the drive back up and down. I'm going to miss out on too much time with my family. He's like, all right, go start your own.
Wow.
And sure enough, what we did was we took from christiansurfers.net, the 8-week training program, got a bunch of my buddies together who were also surfing with me, a couple guys that I taught, and we were coming here to this very living room, and we put the video on, and we would watch the training session for 8 weeks and then discuss it. And little by little, we started to shape the vision for the group that we wanted. And that's how the vision for God's Wave was born, which is we wanted to cast our net a little bit wider than just surfers. And so God's Wave, while we are the Christian Surfers South Shore chapter, our vision is a community of Christ-centered families and singles who share a passion for the ocean. So in our group, we have folks who surf, stand-up paddle, sail, scuba dive, or just love looking at the ocean but want to be a part of a group and do Bible studies.
I've gotten out a couple times. I'm like, if you can find me a lone spot where I can just do my thing, then I will do it. But if there's a lot of people, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
But I love the ocean, and I love your experience, and it's changed your life in terms of a lot of ways.
It has changed my life. It has changed. It has really changed my life.
That I can get behind that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I come home fired up. We surf 3 times a week with God's Wave. We go for dawn patrol, so we surf sunrise with the aim so that everyone can get back to their families or work as the children are getting up, so we can support and not just be surfing all morning, because that's not going to be good if we're destroying our families while we go surf. And so I come home a different person. I come home more energized for the family. I think I'm a much better husband, much better father. The kids get fired up about it. We pull down the videos from Surfline and we'll watch them here. We started to get them on boards in the pool. So it's all about the family, as you say.
Awesome.
Yeah. Every time we start a Bible study every week here at our home, I always try to start with a Bible verse that reflects the ocean or the water or surfing. And it was Pastor Larry that shared with us that Acts 27:44, where it talks about, it references people coming to the shore on planks of wood after a ship gets destroyed. And that really is the first surfers in the Bible. So full circle back to your question, the verse in Genesis is all about God's creation and how God created the ocean, and out of the ocean, then he created the land. And I love it because it highlights the fact that the ocean was here first. And that's powerful.
That's so cool.
And I feel that when I'm out there, I feel a huge connection to the Lord. That's where I do my morning prayer and reflection. And when I'm riding it, what I feel is a direct connection to the Lord's power. It's just raw nature, raw energy. And it's just so awesome, as you guys know even better than me. You're surfing it, and the water, the wave is like being built. It's like a mountain being built out of nothing as you're riding it.
So awesome.
It's just very special.
Encouragement, a word or a phrase or a sentence for us, somebody thinking about starting a new chapter.
First breath. As surfers, we know that when we come off of a wave, it's just an exhilarating feeling. And that first breath should be in gratitude to Jesus. When we get worked by a wave and we're caught underwater for a while and we don't think we're gonna make it up, and we can take that first breath, that also should go to Jesus. And so if someone's thinking about starting a chapter, I'd say, where is your first breath going to? It ought to go to Jesus, and you should do it. Don't let anything stand in the way. The resources are there. You guys as an organization, Christian Surfers, has mapped out a training program which is phenomenal, that can really be adapted in any community. And we are here as a community to support. If anyone ever wants to get in touch with me, I can tell them what we did. But first breath, who's that going to? And when you're taking it off of that wave, or you're getting out of the water and you're taking that breath and you're thanking Jesus for it, spread it, spread the light, and start a chapter.
So good.